But I blame E.T.
I blame E.T. He fucked me for life,
for all
man.
my broken toys because I thought I was going to do something amazing, and then I could build phones that talk to alien planets, apparently.
Did you love the search for the perfect rental on a Friday night? Did your parents have all the premium channels so you watched movies you had no business watching at a young age? I know that's what scarred me for life. Welcome to Mike and Anthony's Soda Pop Culture Club. Me, Mike, along with my co-host Anthony.
It was nothing like that penis breath.
Oh, yeah, that's heat right there. Bring our take on a classic movie every Monday from the 80s, 90s, and beyond, during which we'll play the game and open up a six-pack of favorite scenes. We also point out a couple of generic scenes as well. At the end of the show, we will rate the movie 1 to 24 cans. 1 can is your flower wilting before you, and 24 cans is E.T. lighting up that finger and making everything all right. Yeah. Yeah. I know you wanted to say it. Bounce. Wow.
No, I didn't. I
didn't hit your head.
You always
Okay.
do the little tease. What movie are we doing? Well, guess what? You just fucking said E.T., so I guess it doesn't matter at this point, does it?
Well, fucking A. But before we get to all that, we want to let you know some things. We now have a Patreon, something we really enjoy. For as little as $5 a month, we'll deliver you bonus episodes and special content just for patrons. And if you choose any of the higher tiers, we'll also shout you out as like one of our soda jerks, one of our excellent people who help us produce this show and other cool benefits as well. So if you like what you hear and want to make sure we can keep the lights on and keep delivering this mediocre content that you enjoy so much, please join. Now, Anthony doesn't know I was going to do this, but I know what I said in the past, the last couple episodes. No, just listen.
All right.
How the only way to have access to the episodes prior to the last 12, you need to be a Patreon. That's what I said, right? But here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to put a hold on that for now. I've said, because you said you like it that people have access. You said that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to put a hold on for that now. And because it seems like lately we've had a lot of new people come on board. Am I right? Seems like we're getting a lot of people. I just throwing it out there. Okay. And here's the thing. If we can get at least 10 Patreons before October, I will never hide those episodes. That's a fair deal. There you go. If we get 10 people that say they want to be patrons, I will never put the episodes to just patrons only. The old ones, not the bonus episodes. No, they get all the cool shit, the bonus shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do you want to tease them what I've sent you today that we're going to talk about possibly doing as an episode?
So what are we doing?
See, he doesn't pay attention to the emails or the things I invite him to.
No, I'm not teasing that because we haven't fucking discussed for sure what we're doing. So no, I'm not teasing that and putting it on an episode if we don't end up doing it.
But a possible thing we could do is like talk about.
No, we're not teasing that yet.
Okay.
You already just said, well, we're not going to do what we were going to do before. But now that's already been put out there.
Now they
want to fucking already listen to that episode and say, well, fuck you guys, I'm not going to listen again because now you're locking shit down. So those people probably fucking left. And now you're going to say, well, guess what? I'm not going to do that. And those people don't even know it now.
But I love that is that everybody wants to know what it is that I'm teasing. You don't want me to say it. Okay.
Nobody cares. Let's just do the show.
Wait, still now.
Christ.
Well, this is what happens when we don't get a lot of warm up. Okay, we still have our website. Just want to remind people, the peepers. I just want to remind the peepers, actually your listeners, we have a website, sodapopcultureclub.com, where you can check out our episodes, or check out our episode schedule, buy some merch, make some movie suggestions, which you still can do and pay us to do that. We'll do your movies if you still pay us. Use that Venmo or PayPal and just make sure you let us know what movie you want us to do. A couple more things. Don't forget to share the show with your friends. Check out our Instagram at Mike and Anthony, where we post all the cool things. I don't know if I'm going to post these thirst traps of Anthony because he's kind of a dick today.
That's all right.
But we do try to post some clever memes that go along with the movies we discuss. So you definitely can find that there. And finally, we need you to go to Apple Podcasts and hit us up for a 5-star or any star review, really, and a comment, because it helps us grow the show on that platform, because I think that's the only thing they notice in this world, and that would be super awesome. Anthony, do you want to tell people what we're doing, or did I already tell people what we're doing?
Are you fucking mental? You already told people
what
we're doing. So why did you just say that? Do you want to tell people? Or did I already tell people? You already did, and I told you that you did. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, Willis. I was, hey, you know what? Since you guys know what we're doing, how about I hit the trailer?
Hit the trailer.
In 1975, he directed Jaws. In 1978, he directed Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In 1981, he directed Raiders of the Lost Ark. And now, Steven Spielberg brings us E.T., the Extra Terrestrial. We will witness the arrival, the search, the desertion, the fear, the discovery, the friendship,
I'm keeping him.
the secret, the love, the warning, the signal, the mystery, the danger, the intrusion, the wonderment, the enchantment, the hope. The connection has been made. Universal Pictures presents Steven Spielberg's E.T., the Extra Terrestrial.
Wow. Now, I got a question for you after hearing that when they say the intrusion, did that make you think anal probe at all?
Kinda.
I was going to say, because, back then, that was a thing. People getting abducted and not know what happened.
It's weird, like, that this is how you're promoting the movie. Let me tell you about the director's catalog first.
Yeah, it's
so
like...
we can hype this up.
It's like, check out this guy who's so great. He's about to give you another gift.
Basically, yeah. Like, he gave you this, and this. Now this is what you're getting, so you're just gonna like it because we said so.
I would agree. That I agree with that weirdness that trailer had. When I listened to it, I thought the same thing. All right, do you want to hit us with numbers?
I'll give you some numbers. So here's the breakdown. Directed by Steven Spielberg, as you know, who directed Jaws and Chode Encounters of the Third Kind,
Close
and all
Encounters,
the movies that they gave you in that preview.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Starring Dee Wallace, Henry Thomas, Peter Coyote, Robert McNaughton, and Drew Barrymore. E.T., the Extra Terrestrial, was released on June 11th, 1982, taking in an absolutely staggering $792.9 million at the box office in 1982 against a $10.5 million budget. That is mind-blowing, earth-shattering, jizz-popping, amazing, blow your fucking shit out the water. It scores 7.9 out of 10 on IMDb and 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
No. Compared to $10.5 million budget, that's not a lot of money. That's whoa.
That's like probably the most profitable movie of all time.
That's a whoa.
I would have to. It has to be. It has to be because it's better than Grease. It's better than Grease. Yeah. So, although I would say Grease has aged better with audiences in the sense that more people, because of the songs and stuff, I'd say. But E.T. had a blip. I think people still like it, but it doesn't get the love it should.
Like, I want to know how where it ranks as far as most profitable, just flat out profit over budget. But then also when you
adjust,
not adjust, but how many times over its budget it made.
Oh, this has to be. Oh,
with that.
This and Blair Witch, I would say,
what I
have
was
to
thinking.
be
Blair Witch. I'm like, that's got to be up
$2 and millions of dollars. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
A two high 8 cameras. I think that's all they had, and walked around the woods for a day. I mean, that's
they were out there for like 8 days at least, I think.
Yeah, that's like well, either way, they're probably roughing it in the camping.
Yeah.
What actually that we can do that movie another time. So, so I'm going to give you some facts here before we get to the game, since we just talked about casting. Because I have one that probably is a near and dear to your heart. Actress Dee Wallace, who Steven Spielberg cast as Mary Taylor, has a long list of scary movies on her resume. She starred in horror classics such as Cujo, Halloween, and The Hills Have Eyes. So she is
Popcorn.
Yeah, but the big ones.
And Popcorn.
These are the big ones, but she's a scream queen. That's what we're getting at too.
She is.
And Carlo Rambaldi, the special effects wizard who brought E.T. to life, won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects for his work on the film. The Italian artist crafted other classic movie creatures like King Kong from the 70s, King Kong, and Alien. So he's the guy who's responsible for some of that. So
not bad.
Just thought I'd throw those facts out here. Okay, so are you ready to play the game? Are you ready for this?
Of course I am. I'm ready to fail.
Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, and it's game time. And the game, as we all know, it's where I have 3 reviews that I am going to read. One of them I made up, and 2 of them are real. And basically, all he has to do is guess which one I made up. And that should be fairly easy, in my opinion.
You would think.
It is. It is. All right. So, the first one. And forgot to say, you too can play along if you're listening and see if I fool you as well. Probably don't. All right, here we go. First one is Danny McGrath, The Real Critic. The movie is Spielberg magic. Deason Thompson, The Washington Post, a sophisticatedly sappy masterpiece. Stephen D. Greydanus, decent films. Like Peter Pan, who also took children flying until it was time for them to grow up, E.T. represents the wonder of childhood, of a time that we must all leave behind. All right. So, those are your 3 choices, Anthony. Think hard.
Right. What was the
Think
name?
long.
First, what was the name of the third one again?
Stephen D. Greydanus.
Wow. That is tempting, but I'm going to go with the first one.
And why is that?
'Cause that motherfucker was going to kill Adam Sandler, bitch.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to say you're right. And the reason you're right is because I've used them twice.
Yeah,
but but here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if I could get you with it this time, thinking it was a real Danny McGrath.
No.
Because that guy's named Greydanus. I thought.
Oh, I know. But as soon as you, like, right away, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, now I know that.
How is that? A guy's name is Greydanus.
Like, that's, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it happened.
Hey. I mean, you legally change it or you roll with it. So whatever, do what you do.
It can only be weirder if his last name was Blue Waffle. I mean, it just gets. I don't know. Now here's the thing. I don't know if it's pronounced that way. It's G-R-E. Here's the thing. It's G-R-E-Y, like gray.
Right.
Then a D and then anus. I mean, I don't know how to. Greydanus is Greydanus. I mean, but it's Greydanus when you read it. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure it's not pronounced like that, actually.
Well, until I hear a better pronunciation, it's the one I'm rolling with. How's that?
Well, that's fine. Roll with that until your anus is grayed.
All right, are you ready
I
for
know.
this?
Yeah, let's go.
Alien botanists secretly visit Earth at night to gather specimens in a California forest. One of the aliens separates from the group, fascinated by the distant city lights, but U.S. government vehicles arrive and chase the startled creature. The other aliens depart, abandoning the creature on Earth. In a nearby neighborhood in the San Fernando Valley, 10-year-old Elliot Taylor's suspicions are roused when he pitches a baseball into a tool shed and the ball is thrown back. Later that night, Elliot returns with a flashlight and discovers the creature among the corn stalks. The creature shrieks and flees the scene. Ah! All right.
All right, I gotta hit my 6-pack, my first 6-pack right away.
Okay, I'll hit it for you.
All right, so I love in the beginning here the family, the guys' night,
Yeah.
the teenagers. So we have a group of kids playing Dungeons and Dragons with a cigarette burning in the ashtray while mom
Yeah.
is dancing around the oven in a fucking silk nightgown, doing God knows what there. So one of these kids in high school is smoking, and right
So is Miss
beside
Taylor.
2 random cans of bug spray sitting on the table because they couldn't bother to clear that shit off of the table where they're trying to play some D&D, and they're gonna probably have pizza on there eventually.
I don't think one of those
Like,
kids was the only thing smoking in that house. Mrs.
the-
Taylor was pretty smoking.
What the hell was going on though? Like this is
Fire
this is
hazard.
your- again. No, but this is like you look at that like what the fuck. But then you're like, well, shit. I guess if you watched Mad Men and remember smoking around the infant children, making fish sticks for them, like whatever. I guess.
Hey Billy, you want a fish stick? Hey,
Ew.
hey Elliot. that's what it is right
Oh,
there.
yeah, run up to the store and get grandma
Well,
cigarettes for her.
You know what? I'll tell the
No,
story
yeah,
now.
Give that now,
Because the
really-
person who does the voice for ET,
it does put this movie in a whole other light when you watch it now.
do I have it? Did I even put it in here? Did I put it at the end? Oh man. Okay, yeah, funny story. The film's sound designer overheard a woman in a camera store and knew she had just the right pitch. Her name was Pat Walsh, a Californian housewife who smoked a reported 2 packs of cigarettes a day, giving her voice with that recognizable raspy tone. Hey, hi, I'm E.T. What the fuck,
God.
man? That is a what the fuck right there. That is. That is a. But I want to say some things.
I wonder what she made for that movie.
$380. I saw that, but I didn't put it in there.
Me?
It was like $380. That is no joke.
Wow, she got ripped off.
She got fucked. That's what she got.
Wow.
Oh, that's not SAG minimum. I hope it's not.
That didn't.
It may be what the union or whatever. Maybe it was a non-union job.
That doesn't even pay for her fucking like Uber to go get her emphysema treatment.
One or whatever they did it, 1982.
Oh, when they
that was a lot of money. That could have bought her that trailer in Urban Cowboy. That's a fucking A, man. She could have got a new trailer. What the fuck you talking?
$400.
Well, that would have been 1/4 of it, probably.
Oh my gosh.
But I want to get into something here. What I do like about E.T. is that we see the aliens right away. But I just want to say this now. I don't think these are cute aliens. And the thing is, when you look at them, you wonder what, because, things evolve. That's why we became the way we are. What type of environmental pressures cause the type of evolution that you have these stubby little legs, these light up bodies and fingers, and a head that can go up 24 inches or 18 inches or whatever it is. I have a theory. Now, this is my theory. I have a theory that their planet is constantly covered with fog, 24 inches off the ground, and that's why they need a periscope neck and bioluminescence to see each other through this fog. I just think that's the only way I can see it being useful, because it fucked AT&T. Not a plug. It fucked ET in the forest when the guys came and they were like, "Hey, where are you?" And he's like, "Won't, won't," and they're like, "Oh, there he is. Let's go fucking get him."
So I gotta say, I do have to argue that that would be factually incorrect. Because if you've ever been on the ET ride at Universal Studios, which is basically, that's the truth, because they show you this is what it's really like.
In ET's planet?
Yeah. So and it clearly shows there what his planet is like. They are not up to their nipples in fog.
What are they up to their nipples in it? I want to know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't know. Puke probably, because the second time we went, somebody puked in line. We
Oh,
we weren't like, it must have happened like shortly before we got up to that point in line because it was kind of like blocked off. But I do remember that. It's like, ugh. That's
oh yeah. Well,
ride. Somebody can't hold their Reese's Pieces.
But these are advanced aliens. You think that they would have, because it seems they probably have been here before. Who knows?
Right.
But you'd think they'd be advanced enough to know when something's coming to their perimeter. They're advanced enough to do interstellar travel. They're advanced enough that they can communicate by, I light up here and I ping my dude to somewhere else. Like, they should be able to notice that people have. How do they not see the good old boys and the Broncos coming?
Well,
like,
I got my other thing with that too, though, is we've seen ET can transport a bike or a flock of bicycles.
Oh yeah, later on in the movie.
Through the air.
Yeah.
Many miles. Across the moon.
When he's weak. Right. That's his weak point.
Why couldn't he fucking teleport himself up in that ship when they were chasing him?
He could just go up into the sky and they could open up the door and he could pop it.
Fucking sense.
No movie.
I'm sorry to debunk any of the magic with the movie, but that makes no goddamn sense.
Once you see him do the thing with the balls and then later on he takes them flying. I mean, yeah.
Like, do you have to be in a plastic crate on a bike to actually...
Maybe that's the secret sauce. You got to have the hood on with the crate on a BMX bike. That's the secret sauce. I'm saying. He needs to feel, what is it, swaddled. He needs to feel swaddled by the blankie.
He needs to swaddle.
Now, I will say this. I want to know also what their fight or flight responses are. Is there only the one where you put your hands up, run, and scream? That's what he does. He just fucking runs. Yeah. Like, you're telling me haven't been like creeping. That's creeping what they're doing. Creeping on somebody else's turf.
Creeping and had to come up.
Dip out slowly without being noticed. I mean, come on. I don't understand it. These aliens are, for advanced as they are, and I have more questions later we'll get into. They have their problems. That's what I'm saying.
So before I read the next section too, as we're talking about this, I think there's one thing that is not in the next section I just want to touch on. When they have like kind of the argument about, or not argument, but how the dad's in Mexico.
Oh, I don't know.
That's because I just don't think that's something mentioned in the next section.
I
can wait if not. It's not a big deal, but kind of is.
I have a thing after you read that I want to talk about.
Okay. All right.
So we're good there. Okay.
All right.
So anyways, let me get back to where we were. So do you think back in the 80s, if Elliot would have actually joined that game with them, that he would ever have a chance of being laid again? Back in the 80s, being a D&D'er with those Sinus Maximuses or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
What are we? Are they getting?
I got it. So here's the thing. Like, that's weird about this is we've seen his brother. He plays football.
He's kind of cool. He's like yeah.
You would think he's supposed to be kind of cool, the cooler older brother, but he also plays D&D and talks like Yoda.
And wants it, all kinds of shit.
What the hell? I don't know. Like, I don't know what's cool in this version of Spielberg's 80s world.
None of these people. That's what I have determined. None of these. See, Thomas Howell is not cool.
Because, I don't know, like, when Dungeons and Dragons, like, got popular for kids, how long ago that was?
It got popular for the people who were more recluse and into that RPG thing, but they were afraid to express it, so they did it at home like they were. No one could see them doing it. Wasn't as public. Now people are more public with it because people like cosplay, people like getting into the stories.
But I'm saying, so was it something like, and I know the stigma about Dungeons and Dragons, people playing it, whatever, but did it hit for a while? I guess among cool kids?
No, and then they were I would say never. From my experience when I was a kid, it never was something I did, and I was a cool kid. So I was not a D&D player. That's how you knew you were cool. And
No, it's not. But okay.
And that's it. But no, I'm just saying it was one of those things. But here's the thing about D&D. Where we're located at in the country, the stigma it got and ended up, the reason kids didn't play it was more because of the satanic bent of it.
Yeah.
They thought it was a devil thing. And so in Indiana, where I lived a lot, and Ohio, you know where we're at, these idiots will think, oh, the devil's going to come out the pages and get you. You know, and that's just not the truth. Anyways, I want to get on talking about the devil. How does his brother, though, deduce that a coyote was there with those footprints? That's what I want to know. What kind of coyote has that?
An ugly one? A coyote ugly?
Coyote ugly. We should do that movie. There you go.
Oh, can't fight the moonlight. I mean, I think it could be one of those things you just see footprints and just don't even pay attention and dismiss it and like, oh, it's coyote.
Yeah, well, out in the desert,
marks in the ground.
You assume it's a coyote or a snake, one of the two. There's
but
not
it's
many.
Dark out too, so
yeah, okay. And they grab their knives and they go out there and it's like,
yeah,
we'll
check it out, Mom.
They're big badasses.
Oh, man. He's got some fucking voices in this movie for sure.
All right. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Do you think that was overacting, or do you think that's what they wanted? Okay. I just wonder if that's what they wanted to do.
I don't know if it's overacting. I mean, at that age, I'm sure.
Could it have been in the script like that? That's
we'll
what I
talk like that, and you know, you do. Despite his family's disbelief, Elliot leaves a trail of candy to lure the alien into his house. Before bed, he realizes that the alien is imitating his movements. The next morning, he feigns sickness to stay home from school and play with him, the alien.
Play with himself.
Somebody wrote that bad, not me. Elliot can feel the alien's thoughts and emotions.
When playing with him.
The way you wrote this sounds dirty. Shown when the alien accidentally opens an umbrella, startling him and simultaneously Elliot several rooms away. Later that day, Elliot introduces his older brother Michael and 7-year-old sister Gertie to the alien, deciding to keep him hidden from their mother Mary. When the children ask the alien about his origins, he shows them by levitating several balls representing his planetary system and demonstrates his powers by reviving dead flowers. That rhymed. He demonstrates his healing power through his glowing fingertip on a minor cut on Elliot's finger.
So what I really want to know here is, how does a little boy equate getting a creature into his house by using Reese's Pieces? Like, how does he know that that's the thing? I mean, he goes out in the fucking woods and spreads these things like the fairy, the Reese's Pieces fairy, and then dude comes back with a handful. Like, hey, I'm here.
Motherfucker's got to eat. It's a peace offering. What the hell? And who the hell doesn't like Reese's Pieces? Have you ever met somebody that doesn't?
I like Reese's Pieces. Do you know there's a fact on that? Well, if you've ever seen the movies that made us, they talk about things that, you know, a lot more. That's why we didn't go into those types of facts. But M&M's had a chance to be the candy, and they said no.
No. Because I'll tell you why. You know why it makes more sense?
Why?
E.T.'s an alien. We don't know what he can or can't eat. Dogs can't eat chocolate. So if you play it that way, don't give M&Ms because you don't know if you'll kill him.
Okay.
But dogs can eat peanut butter off your balls.
Dogs
you know, we know this. They can do that.
This.
Dogs can eat peanut butter. So yeah, peanut butter, that makes more sense.
Okay. So now I do want to say this because you thought about talking about this in the last section, but I just want to say Elliot does play his mother. In my opinion, like, I was a kid from a split childhood, so I can see these things pretty easy. He plays his mother like a fiddle, saying his father would believe him, and then she is a little trite with him and says, "Let her know next time, and they'll figure something out." And then in front of the kids, she pines for this Mexico thing. Like, it's so strange. Like, their mother has some weird moments, and I think this is one of them.
I don't think it's strange. Like, it just happened. This is a fresh.
You think it's a fresh wound?
It's a fresh separation. I don't think he's playing her when he does that. He's upset that nobody believes him.
Okay.
And he's saying, Dad would believe me. Because guess what? His dad probably would. His dad's apparently a fuckhole.
Well, maybe. Are you saying
show.
good parents who are supportive are fuckholes?
No, I'm just saying ones that'll believe you fucking met an alien in your backyard are probably a fuckhole.
But he did, and that's the fucking weird part
And that's
about
the
it.
thing he did. But typically, you should not believe that shit as a parent.
Yeah, true.
I mean, today it's different. Like, give me video evidence. Show me that it's not
Yeah.
doctored. And okay, we'll talk.
Don't show me a TikTok video that some other person made.
Right.
You know, show me. You got it. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. That's what I always say. Because, Missouri's a show me state. Anyway.
Show me.
Anyways.
Show me pieces.
He does
Reeses
stay home.
Pieces. Oh, hold on. No, before we get to that real quick. This is one thing I got to ask about that I wanted to bring up. Because Michael's all pissed off at him, Elliot, for acting like that.
Oh, yeah.
Grow up and all that. I have a question. How hot does their water get and how quickly?
What
see
do you
Elliot
mean?
at the window.
Oh, washing the dishes?
Wash the dishes. It's like 4 milliseconds and that shit is smoke steaming everywhere through the window. I'm like, what the hell is up with that sink?
Did they have a tankless hot water heater back then?
I don't know
expensive.
it was like. It just almost immediately is just like you're in a steam shower.
Now, you just reminded me, I do want to do a 6-pack here. Because when they're sitting at the table and they have this argument, that's when he says the line that you said at the beginning of the movie, or beginning of the episode. What was it? It's nothing.
It wasn't anything like that, penis breath.
That's right. I love that. That is so brother talk. I don't even know how to say, like, that is what you would say.
Is that the mom laughs at it too, because she can't help it.
It's nothing like that, penis brat.
I gotta laugh first. It's just reactionary. It's one of the, that's one of the best parts about being a parent is when your kid says something
they have no business saying.
They have no fucking business saying, and they're in trouble for it, but you can't help fucking laugh at first. Because
everyone else leaves the room while you have to do the discipline thing.
You have to be stuck with that shit. Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to go in the other room, Anthony. Well, you talk to your kid about that. Now, I will say he stays home sick, right?
Now, have you ever tried that trick?
But he didn't know because Ferris Bueller told me not to. No, actually, this is before that. Right? So, but Ferris Bueller said not to do that, though. He did. Like, if you go by his rules, just lick your palms. That works. So, there you go. I've never tried his tricks. You know what? Here's the thing. I think if I said I was sick, my parents would just let me stay home anyways. Wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not like they make it in the movies. It's such a trope that they make it sound like, oh, you're going to catch you. Most parents, they're like, whatever. Unless you're really sick where they have to stay home, they're like, fuck it. Okay, one day. Okay. You can't. Just not every day. Just today. Just today. Yeah. Because most parents are cool like that. But here's the thing. Elliot stays home and he gets E.T. out. Yeah, gets him out. But he talks too fast. Do you notice that? He talks
Elliot?
A mile a minute, man. Dude's like going too fast.
No, he's got a lot to get off his chest here. So how old is Elliot here? 12?
10. I think 10.
So not even 12.
I think he was the same age I was, about 10 years old. Yeah, 10-year-old Elliot. That's what it is.
Okay, so you think it's okay to leave your 10-year-old child home
in 1983 or 4? Yes.
By himself. And then, let's not even talk about letting Gertie stay home by her fucking self later on.
Well,
because she had to go pick him up from school.
Well, that back then, that's what you did. I don't know about you. Did you?
It's crazy though.
You never grew up in that life, like where your parents would leave and it was just you and your sisters, and you were all within a couple years. And you were young.
No, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. My 10-year-old sister watching me while no one was home with her, walking me down to the short stop and picking up a drink and a candy bar.
Yeah, but I always I feel like they always had a sitter for us. Like my cousins live nearby. So one of my cousins would be over or something.
I never had that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Wasn't like.
Now, that being said,
during the day, it's like fuck off. Weekends and during the day as a kid, go do what you want. Whatever.
I never had that.
Be home for dinner. Other than that,
Yeah.
Go do whatever.
you were doing what you wanted. We all know that. You were shooting things in the woods with a BB gun. Now I will say, Elliot, and you and I know this from another movie. He should not assume that ET does not eat Matchbox cars. Because when he started eating that Matchbox car, you know what that movie that makes you think of, right?
Oh God, the harmonica.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, that dude probably does. Probably eats that.
Let's not compare this to Explorers.
Now, the thing I was going to say, I have a big note here, and it's about how this movie is excellent with Elliot getting to be with ET and interact him without any other interference.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I was thinking about, is that smart? Because the things you know about him is that he purrs like a cat and he lights up like a Christmas tree. And that seems innocent enough and normal. But, I mean, when you add up what happens and their symbiotic, relationship they end up happening later, it seems weird. And it makes you wonder, why was E.T. so timid at the beginning here? Like, if he has this advanced life and he can have symbiosis, how is he so? It seems like he's an animal just learning how to live for the first time. It doesn't seem like you think you'd be smarter than that. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Like,
I think later on in the movie he shows he can build a fucking thing, and here he doesn't know how to fucking use things or eat M&Ms or shit, not eat cars. Like, what's food?
Right, but beer. I know what to do with this.
Yeah, he drank the beer, but so that's in the next section. But I mean, but he knows how to do shit. But for some reason, right now, it seems like he's timid and shy and doesn't know anything. But he has to be older than Elliot and smarter because he can do shit he can't do. So that's why it's like really weird. But I want to get to a question I have for you, and this happens after all the people get home. Gertie and his brother get home, and he says, I need you to make the most excellent promise you can make before he shows them ET. So, Anthony, I want to ask you, what is the most excellent promise you can make, Anthony, to me, for anything?
The same fucking promise I make every week, that I'll do one more episode with you before I quit the show.
Is it this one or next week's episode?
Right now, it's this one. So if we do one more, that's going to be my next promise. So that's my most excellent promise I can make.
Your most excellent promise?
Yeah.
Do you like Elliot saying, I think I'm keeping him? That's a weird phrasing. Like, he's an alien that got there on his own. Do you think you can keep him? That's a caging in him. That's like prison.
I mean, that would be a thing for a kid that age. Like if you found a stray puppy or something. I'm keeping him.
I guess. That's not mine. A stray puppy.
It's not. It's better.
It'd be like finding a monkey in the woods. Would you like?
No, it'd be like finding Gizmo.
Oh shit! You don't want that. No, he couldn't handle that. He couldn't handle that responsibility.
I could. I'd keep Gizmo dry as shit.
You would dry as shit. Shit don't get. You better be shit. No wet shits.
I tell you right now. I would have him like completely. I would have him in his own fucking like dry room. I would put him in a bowl of rice,
dehumidifier,
whatever. Yes, I would have it all set up.
Oh, and the other thing is,
I would just get have a fucking cigar room built and just put him in there because that has to be like dry.
A humidor.
Yes, a humidor. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yeah,
because those have to stay like dry, right?
Dry. They have to have just the right humidity, and that would be perfect. That you could set it however you like it. That would be perfect. So. One more thing before we go on. Another thing that bothered me in this section was when he does make the planets go up in the air and makes them spin around. They're making those loud fucking noises, like they would be doing that, like because they weren't moving that fast.
It's a sound effect.
It was a shitty sound effect.
I mean,
and I think this movie won awards for that too. That's bad.
For the ball spin in the air?
No, just I think sound effects and effects in general. Like, it was one of their major achievements in this movie.
Well, it was at that time. My God.
I guess.
What did you have to compare it to at that point?
Nothing. You're right. I will say this. I had nothing to compare it to.
Star Wars, as far as science fiction goes.
No, they did it better with that ball and the thing when he did the lightsaber thing. That was better done than that. Yeah.
So,
Okay. And that was done 4 years earlier.
yeah.
So, at school the next day, Elliot begins to experience a much stronger empathic connection with the alien, including exhibiting signs of intoxication because E.T. is at his home drinking beer and watching television, and freeing the frogs in his biology class as the alien watches John Wayne kiss Maureen O'Hara in The Quiet Man on TV. Elliot kisses a girl he likes similarly and is sent to the principal's office. Ba-doom. Are you ready for your 6-pack right away?
I sure am. I think this is like a lot of people's 6-pack. E.T. getting drunk.
Yes, that is a good
great.
one.
It's
I didn't have it
hilarious.
on here because I thought maybe that's something you would like.
You know, I gotta say it's funny. I don't know if I mentioned on here before that I got my son some Shrinky Dinks a while back.
Oh, nice. You did.
And
We talked
I
about it,
think
but I don't
did,
think
or
it
did we
ever.
talk about it. So, I just bring that up because when I watch ET, it reminds me like I remember Shrinky Dinks when I was a kid.
At that age,
And I
yeah.
remember I was like my son's age, and we had ET Shrinky Dinks that we did at home. So they were
Wow.
like the ones that were like, it wasn't like the ones I got him are just the sheets. So we draw our own shit on it and trace stuff, whatever, if he wants to.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. This was like, colored in, whatever, cut it
The
out.
ones I played with when I was a kid were the ones that were like superheroes and you had to do the thing that was in there. Yeah.
Yeah. This
E.T.
might have been something kind of along that too. But then they they had the stands you could put them in.
Yeah.
onto.
Yeah.
But I remember having ET in the bathrobe as one of the Shrinky Dinks.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
That's
That's awesome. That is great.
Drunk
That
ass
is great.
ET, Shrinky Dink style.
Now I'm gonna back up a second and go to the bus stop before he gets to school. What's the hard hitting insults that you had? Was it
Oh
when
my
you were a kid?
God.
Did you call someone Sinus Supremus
No.
or Zero Charisma?
Or Zero Cool.
That's actually cool.
Or Crash
But
Overhead.
and then or Uranus, like he was using that old thing too.
Get it? Your anus.
Uranus. That's what that made me think of the way he said it was grandma's
Get
boy
it?
or something.
Your grade anus.
Great anus. Oh, how many times can we get the word anus into one podcast? That's
As many as we want.
as it was, just keep saying it over and over again. But people listen to 40 minutes of us just saying the word anus. I just don't know.
I mean, we're both anuses and they listen to us, so I think they would. They're already doing it.
You said exactly what I thought after I said it. I was like, yeah they already both listened to two
do.
asses speak for an hour. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, just saying, those are some pretty shitty put downs. I don't know what it means, Sinus Supremus, and I know what Zero Charisma means because you have that. But, anyways. When they're in the school and then E.T.'s getting drunk like you talked about.
Wait, with the insults too, we got to point out one thing. This is where this first comes up. The one kid's headphones are fucking epic.
Oh yeah. And they're not
God.
Bluetooth. I mean, come on. Those are some fucking cans.
Fucking E.T. could have used those to phone home.
I bet he saw those later on when they were in the thing, and he was like, "Why the fuck did I go with that kid?"
Right.
I'm sure he has the same shit.
He's got the electronic hookup at home. Shit. Bet his parents are already divorced, and he's getting double birthday presents.
Yeah, that's what that is. He had something to play it on, a Walkman of some sort. Walkman may have been out already by then. I think it had.
See, I don't know, or if these were like the
radio
headphones because they were so big that that already have the tuner.
Yeah.
So
that's probably what it was. But he gets to school and E.T. gets drunk, and he's in class and he burps. Right, he burps.
Yeah,
and he looks over at that girl and she like leans in like she's more attractive to him. What the fuck is that?
I think it's more she's just interested. Like something's up with him.
No, the way she looks, she kind of leaned in like I'm more into this guy.
But chicks dig assholes, so there you go.
Yeah, you got married, didn't you?
So did you.
Yeah, that's true. The thing we get to see is the further symbiosis by E.T. and Elliot Elliot. Alien. E.T.
Elliot.
Elliot. Elliot. Elliot. You know, I'm going country for the rest of this one. Now,
Did you ever notice that E.T. is the first and last letters of Elliot's name?
oh my
How
gosh.
trippy is that?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe it.
Crazy.
I've
shit,
never
huh?
heard such some
Crazy
mind-blowing
shit. I know. You're welcome.
And they're his initials, Elliot Taylor. Oh fuck.
Oh damn.
Now, one thing I have never done, and they were going to do in this class, is I have never dissected any animals ever.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go through that experience. I don't even know why they do this, but why did they have to be alive when they started? That's my first thing. And my next thing is, did you ever dissect anything? Was this a thing you did? I've never done it.
Yes, I did.
What did you cut apart, man?
A worm, and I want to say actually like a little pig fetus.
Ew.
Yeah. But I don't remember ever doing a frog. Those are the two I remember doing in school.
Yeah.
Never a frog, which was weird because like growing up, you see ET and stuff. And like anything, you always
And a lot of other movies too.
Dissecting a frog is like the thing in school.
Yeah.
Even what we're going to do here coming up, like father, like son.
Yeah, they do. They have
They
a thing.
dissect a frog. Kill. But yeah, that I don't ever think I did a frog.
Well,
I do remember those two though.
My daughter, she dissected a cow's eye.
Yeah.
And a frog in 3rd grade at that young age.
Shit.
Yeah. So there you go.
You can do it on an app. So
yeah, now you don't. Now I could probably. You're right. There's an app for that. We don't really have to do it.
Dissect
no formaldehyde. But I just want to know why they had to be alive to start, and they had to kill them. That seemed very inhumane to kill them that way. Now I don't think that would fly in a movie like it did then. I think that was probably a thing they did then, but not.
I don't know if it's more about how long they need to be preserved.
Maybe
like
the timing of it all,
cost wise and stuff too. I think I might have
like if you getting an old one, it probably doesn't work.
It's all shriveled and stuff at that point.
You know what that's like all shriveled, dick. Right? Yeah.
Like your dick.
You're so original, stealing my joke.
What do you mean?
I was just saying you should know what that feels like, and you say like your dick at the same time. It's like, hey, steal my joke.
I wasn't stealing your joke. It's your dick, not mine that shriveled. So I'm not stealing it. It's just that's your dick, man. Anyway,
don't do a waiter. Don't do a waiting to me. I can't stand next to you in a restroom now.
As you shouldn't. I would just want to sneak in my fucking piss, man. Yeah. No, I got this is something that the last time I watched this, I'm like, it just hit me. I never thought about this before. How and where does ET go to the bathroom?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Like, first of all, whether he knows how to use a toilet or not, his legs are 4 inches high from his ass. So you know how to get up on a toilet. He's eating sandwiches, fucking Coke, Pez, Reese's Pieces, like all the food groups for kids.
Maybe okay. Here's what I'm gonna give you a theory on this. You know, he has the lights and all that stuff. Maybe his body is able to do something we don't understand. The laws of thermodynamics don't offer us an explanation in our world, but maybe his body does burn all that into energy somehow.
Maybe.
That's going to be my explanation for it. So there you go.
So you think that, and then any of the leftover crap in the food is what makes him all ugly looking?
Probably. All
right.
Definitely. I want to go over. I got a couple 6-packs I needed to go over since I've skipped a couple things. Let me hit it. And the first one is this is obvious scene that's a 6-pack is when his mother comes home while he's at school and E.T. hides in the dolls and he's one of the dolls and she doesn't notice. Yeah. That is probably one of the most classic scenes that this movie has ever given us, in my opinion.
There's a couple.
That's and the touching the finger. I mean, I know.
Oh, no. I mean, like, I think that and when he comes home and Gertie got a hold of him and dressed
Yeah.
him up
Yeah,
like a fucking golden girl.
yeah, that's a good one. I got another one too. When ET's watching TV, and this is so 80s and even into the 90s, the long distance commercial on TV.
Oh yeah.
That is so, I mean, for people who weren't alive then or didn't really see that, when you see that though, that's like a trigger
Yes.
for people who were there. And be like, oh shit, is it gonna be the one where the guy cries and he talks to his daughter way far away, or is it gonna,
for anyone that remembers, even that you might remember more now, the Sarah McLachlan,
Eyes of an Angel,
the dog commercials.
Yeah, the
animal
ASPCA,
abuse
that thing.
commercials. It's kind of the same, along the same lines as far as
It's a trigger. Like you hear it and you
Yeah.
know what it is right away.
like,
And
oh my
the
God.
way a long distance commercial was, it was a trigger because it always was the same. Can you hear me? It's such a great, and then it was
Yeah.
like, oh, we get to call Grandpa, and fucking.
And look at where we are now. Like, that was such like a sad thing that you couldn't reach out and touch someone. Now people won't fucking FaceTime.
Won't even FaceTime their grandpa,
relatives.
and they'll text him, and they know he can't do it. They know he can't respond.
he can't.
So fuck you, Grandpa.
I know you can't text me back on your Cricket.
All right. Also, I want to say I find it interesting that all the kids rally behind Elliot to let loose all the frogs. I think that's strange. Like, I don't know why they all would.
I think, well, first, the one dickhead kid didn't. It must have been one of the O'Doyles, I think.
Oh, the one he ends up, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't having it. But I think it's one of those, like, it's like starting a food fight.
Okay.
Whoever starts it, if somebody else started it, you're free from that blame. So you don't got to worry about getting in trouble for being the one that started it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's safety in numbers. Like, you're like, it's madness. Everybody else going to do it.
Just
Go
fucking
ahead.
go
They're
for
not
it.
going to suspend the whole fucking school or the whole class.
You say this, but
Well, if
I
they
can
do for
guarantee you
that.
they'll suspend some people.
Some
I'm
frogs.
going to go with my final 6-pack because I have 3 in this one. This is a big one.
You've had a lot, yeah.
Well, because these are good moments, and this one is where he takes the idiot that didn't play along, puts him on the ground, stands on him, and gives that girl that leaned in on him when he was belching, and gives her that big fat kiss. So that was a good, that was a good scene. I like that a lot. Now, what would have been a great scene, and I'm going to go into a fact now, is because of all this ruckus that was had. He was supposed to go to the principal's office, and this is where this story comes in. Harrison Ford, who previously collaborated with Steven Spielberg on Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, because we know from the preview, or from the from the trailer, it told us, had a small role in the film as Elliott's school principal. However, his scene was left on the cutting room floor. So we would have seen Harrison Ford if he'd actually gone to the principal's office for all this.
Which would have been weird. Like,
yeah.
I'm so surprised that got cut, since this is coming off the heels of Star Wars
and Raiders.
And
just Harrison Ford's the biggest thing.
And we have how many fucking Star Wars things in this movie related, like Star Wars related things.
Yoda, you say?
Yes, and then actually have fucking Yoda.
Well, I don't know if it was a good costume though. For 1982, that was fucking bomb ass costume.
It was. Oh,
that person grew up to go to Comic-Con.
I got my other 6-pack actually I wanted to give.
All right, here you go.
I already mentioned E.T. getting drunk, but E.T. getting clubbed in the head with the fridge door, I still fucking find hilarious.
Mom, you killed him.
I think you killed him already. Which was some fucking wicked foreshadowing too, because
that was
Wait, Gertie. You don't even know what could happen. But that whole scene, but like him just and he's drunk and whacked and falls backwards. I love that.
That is.
But then the whole thing with the mom just not paying attention to anything because gotta get the groceries put away.
Yeah, because she's busy. She see her in her world. That doesn't even exist to be a possibility. So why would she even think about it? It's like it's not there.
Exactly. But I need to find out if the ragu came out of the dry cleaning. God damn it!
Fucking A, ragu. Did ragu pay for that?
I don't know. Do they want to be responsible for ruining the clothing?
But I mean, that's a tricky. It's like Coors beer. Was that the beer that he drank? Was Coors? It's like, do you want Coors to be the beer that got the alien and the kid drunk? But at the same time, like, I don't know.
But at the same time, do you not want to?
Yeah, that's
Don't you
why
want to be that? Don't you want to be that beer the kids reach for? If they're
back
gonna reach
then.
for a beer.
What year did they get rid of the 3 and 2 rule? Oh, you don't even know what that is. There used to be you could buy beer at 18, but it was like a 3 and 2. It's like it was not quite as alcoholic as regular beer. It was
No.
yeah. Anyways,
Before
it's an
my
old
time.
from the 80s that people don't even worry about anymore.
Shit. So the alien dubs himself E.T., reading a comic strip where Buck Rogers, stranded, calls for help by building a makeshift communication device and is inspired to try it himself. E.T. gets Elliot's help to build a device to phone home. Give me a pack of cigarettes. By using a speak and spell. Michael notices that E.T.'s health is declining and that Elliot is referring to himself as we. Throughout this, the boys are unaware that E.T. is being tracked by government agents and are being spied on. Because they don't look out their window to see the fucking van driving around.
Well, I don't want to get to your generic quite yet, by the way. I want to let you know that I know you have
All
it
right.
right there.
That's fine.
Okay. But I did want to say that earlier I was saying Elliot's brother because I had forgotten his name, and his name is my fucking
Michael.
name. I just want to.
Yeah, I get why you would want to forget that.
Now I do want to say that the classic line "ET phone home," right?
Yeah.
But his first thing he says is "ET home phone." That's the first thing he says, and that's why it was like, and they had to correct him. The kids corrected him. I thought that was interesting because your mind tells you
Yeah.
only remembers the correct version.
I think it was just decoding it. Now, I always remembered that he said it the wrong way. Not the wrong way. Well, the wrong way, yeah. Not how he wanted to, but I always do remember that. But then Gertie being like, hey, guess what? Let's get dyslexic for a second here. Let's flip that shit around.
Yeah. True.
Flip it and reverse it.
Okay, now I'm going to let you do your generic. Now, are you ready?
All right. I got to go with the whole speak and spell contraption to phone home. Mainly because I think that this is like one of the things that set me on the path of thinking I could take my own shit apart at home and build something amazing with it, which led to a lot of ruined fucking toys of mine.
Which I want to say, y'all, he tells a story about that in the Toy Story episode. So, and we've already said, if you're going to listen to one, that's probably the one.
Yeah. And so it did happen.
So.
But I blame E.T.
I blame E.T. He fucked me for life,
for all
man.
my broken toys because I thought I was going to do something amazing and then I could build phones that talk to alien planets, apparently.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to give my 6-pack because this happens around here as well. That's where
6-pack or 16th pack?
Well, you know what I mean. Well, I have to do this one because it's the classic scene where Elliot hurts his finger and he says, ouch. And E.T. goes, ouch, and then they touch, and he lights his finger up and touches it and heals him. I mean, that's probably the most classic scene. Like we've talked about, there are like 4 scenes in this movie that are like the ones you see every time.
Right.
When
you
think of this
got to
movie.
narrow it down to 3. It's
okay. You see him in the lineup of the toys. You see the ouch, and you see the bicycle in the sky. Those are the 3 you see the most.
Right. But you have to pick your 6-pack, your 3.
Well, I just picked my 6. So there you go.
You don't understand how this works.
But I'm going to say this movie, was for kids, but I don't think it helped cultivate anybody's trust in the government. Because they're outside listening in on them and
shit,
creeping in their house and shit when they're not there. It's like
nothing's changed. Well, a lot's changed. They've gotten better at it because technology's changed.
Yeah, a lot's changed. They've been in your house. You just don't know it.
They know what color underwear I'm wearing right now. Like right now, they do.
It's black, probably, knowing you.
What do you mean, knowing me? Kidding me?
Why? Because you wear black underwear. I'm sure.
No. I
Look,
got
he
some
has to look.
gray. Well, it's because usually I wear some funky ones because I got my Rice Krispie Treats underwear, my MTV ones, and some different shit.
Oh, people, you're just learning too much about him.
I wear cool undies. Listen.
Maybe we'll do a bonus episode for our patrons about his cool underwear. There you go.
I will. That's fine.
Yeah, he's feeling it.
I wear cool dude undies.
Cool dude. What's that from?
Well,
cool dude.
Shades from summer school.
Yeah. Cool dude sunglasses.
Yeah. I do the undies.
Now, I just want to go over one more thing. When the mother's reading the Peter Pan to Gertie, and they use the Redskin name.
Yes.
Yeah. Desensitizing that little girl to the term, man. Gotta love it. So we gotta love that. All right. On Halloween night, Michael and Elliot dress E.T. as a ghost to sneak him out. Elliot and E.T. head through the forest where they successfully call home. The next day, Elliot wakes up in the field, finding E.T. gone. Elliot returns home to his worried family. Michael discovers E.T. dying next to a culvert and takes him home to an also dying Elliot. Mary becomes horrified upon discovering her son's illness and the dying alien. Just as a group of government agents dressed in biohazard suits led by Keys invades the house.
You know, the thing about I always wondered, what happened that night? Like, Elliot, you know what I mean? They fall asleep, E.T. is dying.
How does he get over there and you stay here? And did
yeah.
E.T. try to bail on you?
Right. What happened there? How did that actually happen? Like, why didn't they, first of all, snuggle each other for body warmth? And something how did that situation come about? You were there, you did the speak and spell, and it's doing something. So stay there with it.
And the weird circular saw a record player that somehow does interstellar communication. I wonder what noise it makes that they can hear that far away.
Right.
Oh, man. You know what, though? It got your imagination going as a kid. Let's be fair.
It did.
So
not mine going. That's why I broke a bunch of my fucking toys. Damn it all!
I'm toyless because of this fucking movie. Now I will say, Drew Barrymore, Gertie, she looked like, before this was even a thing, she looked like she was dressed as Jessie from Toy Story, but it hadn't even been out yet. Did you notice that when she was in there? I thought that was pretty cool. Now, brother Michael.
I thought she was dressed like Sissy from Urban Cowboy, but whatever.
She takes off the hat and puts on just a wife beater.
Right.
You know, that would be it. That would be it.
And,
but why did Michael want to go as a terrorist in 1982?
I don't fucking know, but oh my God.
What was why did they put that in there?
You guys are doing it.
I know Iran was a thing back then, with hostages and stuff. But that's just so wrong. I don't even.
Oh yeah.
If I guess they kept him from doing it. Maybe that's the moral lesson in the movie, is that he didn't do it because people told him he's an idiot, and people understood that that's a stupid thing to do.
I don't know.
I guess.
Don't know. That's I don't know. But Mom, all the other kids are dressing up as rapists. But
he's doing it. Come on,
Mom.
Now, when they head
out, made fun of tomorrow. Everybody's gonna think I suck because I didn't do it.
Now, one of the other things about this movie that I noticed was when they head out and they're going out and they show you the neighborhood and you see the suburbs. And when I was a kid, I never had seen that or heard of what that is, and I was kind of jealous in my way of those homes. And how that neighborhood looked. I mean, the only thing I experienced that was similar to it was Air Force bases are very similar in the sense that it's very orderly and neat and everything looks the same.
Yeah.
But, but no one owns anything. It's the government's property. So.
I was jealous they all had their own bedrooms. I'm like, what the fuck?
That is nice. I did end up having my own bedroom when I was in Indiana. In Ohio, before we moved to another house, I did not have my own bedroom. Kind of, I was on the loft, or the landing was my bedroom when you went up the stairs, and everybody had to go through my bedroom to get to theirs.
Yeah,
that sucked.
Yeah, I get it. I shared a bedroom with my two sisters
Yeah,
most
did?
of my young life
I'm sorry.
until, well, so I'm, and this is like one bedroom. Okay.
I get it.
There was like, they both had one side and I had the other, and there was like this divider there, like one of those,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But so legit, I think until like my older sister moved out,
Oh,
and then we put up a wall, like an actual wall with a door and shit,
oh shit, a door
to
and a
actually
wall.
separate the two rooms. So at that point, then my sister's room was one she had to come out of to go out of my room to go out. So same thing, like a
Yeah,
pass through.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
So again, I was just jealous they had their own fucking rooms.
no, I get it. No, we've both had situations where, because it for a while I had to share a room with one of my stepbrothers, and then obviously I lived in a weird situation here for a while until I got older. So I know how that is. Now, I will say these government dudes seem to trample all over the Bill of Rights. I just wanted the illegal search and seizure, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I
Now,
guess they're using the alien write-in to
oh,
that.
unless there's fucking aliens is
Unless
like
there's
the
fucking
last
alien.
at the end of every every amendment, unless there's fucking aliens.
Yeah. I do feel
Now,
like that's on the Bill of Rights, actually. If you hold a lighter under it, behind it, that
yeah,
invisible ink will show up.
you do the Nicholas with Nicolas
Everyone, yes.
Cage.
Unless there's fucking aliens. Unless there's fucking aliens. Then this goes out the window.
Oh man. Now we've talked about how ET kind of ghosted my Elliot, but I want to say when his brother goes to look for him, I was kind of impressed by his BMX skills. That was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
You know,
He's not a first timer. I mean,
well, I was a BMX racer back then, so
yeah, but he's been racing around town with C. Thomas Howell, for fuck's sake. They know what's up.
Sinus Maximus or
They
whatever
got
his
some
name
shit
is,
going on.
or no charisma, zero charisma. Which one is it? I don't know.
Pony Boyismus.
Pony boyousness.
Uh,
Oh, that's funny. But I do want to give a 6-pack here because I forgot to give this, and that's when Elliot, when they go to play the machine before ET ghosts him and goes and hides in a culvert or whatever the fuck's going on. They do the most classic scene, as we said. There's a few that are the classic. This is probably the most. It's the logo, as you like to say. It's the bike inside the moon.
Right.
And that's when we see him flying through the sky. And you know, the with the soundtrack to it and the moon shadow,
so it's epic, but it also leads to something.
What's that?
Number one, you're done with 6-packs because you've had 13 of them already, and we are over a 6-pack.
I've got a generic. I've got to go say too.
Fucking moron. Anyways, you need to learn to count. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
Six means you get 3 and I get 3.
Well, how about this? I'm going to do one.
Stupid hillbilly. Now listen.
I've got one. Go ahead.
My other thing with that though was, how the hell did Elliot even know where he was at? Because ET flew him a good couple miles, it seems like.
Oh, well, he ended up waking up.
They got.
Yeah, he ended up, you're right, but he probably knows. He's probably ridden around everywhere.
He must have, because he tells Michael in the clear part, or the.
Yeah, he knows where that is at. So.
But I'm like, damn.
They had a plan of where to go, so I think.
Still pretty fucking far away.
What I don't get is why they keep going back to the same place that ET hid the first. Fucking stupid. Anyways,
That's where the ship landed.
I know, but that's where everybody's looking for him, so it's kind of dumb too.
Exactly, everybody. That's where his fucking family's gonna be looking for him.
I'm gonna hit the generic here. I got my one generic, and that is, this has always bothered me, and it still does. The eyes on ET's ghost costume don't line up. So his eyes, I know he can't see the way we got to see out of that fucking thing. And I didn't like the Yoda gag as much. I thought it was kind of derivative. Yeah, just a little.
That was funny.
I mean, and the fact that he was going to run away with him because he's another alien.
Oh, no, he's just like, hey, what's up?
Like, I've seen someone like you before.
He's like, you look more like my people than these people do, so I'm going to roll with you. You know what I love about that whole part? is that their mom doesn't like think twice that her daughter Gertie is a foot shorter.
Yeah, she just takes the picture.
Like,
And the mom was low-key hot in that cat outfit,
I
right?
think she was low key high too in it.
I think she's
think
high and
something's
hot.
going
I mean,
on there.
I think while they were out trick-or-treating, I was going to come over and see if I could trick-or-treat with her.
Wow.
If I could go back in time.
Yeah. All right.
She's kind of hot. I mean, you're not... Okay, whatever.
Keep that in your spank bank.
Yeah, I will.
You're a D. Wallace fan. I get it.
Well, I will say a couple things as a parent. If you just came into the situation like she did with her cliche coffee spill, you'd be reasonable to think it was E.T. who made your son ill, in my opinion. Like, I would think he wasn't like this till he met that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all watched the movie that made us, and I just want to mention this one time, is that they made the government people very menacing and faceless, except for Keyes. And I think he's the good cop to all those other guys, bad cop. He's like you're all right, cunt. I understand, which I never understood. Watching it now, it seems to come out of left field the way he's so empathizing, in my opinion. Just seems to be.
I think it's just the excitement for him of what's going on. I think he gets it in that way.
Okay.
Whereas,
or maybe that's his job, is to be that way so that the other people can do all the other shit.
Could be. Scientists set up a lab at the house asking Michael, Mary, and Gertie what they know about E.T. While they are treating Elliot and E.T., the mental connection between them disappears. E.T. appears to die while Elliot recovers. Elliot is carried away, screaming that the doctors are killing E.T. as they try to revive him. When they pronounce him dead, Michael discovers that the flower that E.T. previously revived is dying again. As Elliot recovers, the scientists first return him to his family, but then Keyes leaves him alone with E.T. Elliot says a tearful goodbye, telling him that he loves him before closing the case. E.T.'s heart light begins to glow, and Elliot notices that the chrysanthemum. Jesus.
The flower. The fucking flower.
I know it's a fucking flower. It's fucking late, dude. The chrysanthemum is once again coming back to life and opens the case. E.T. reanimates and tells Elliot that his people are returning.
All right. So this is a good part because
chrysanthemum.
E.T. cares
damn it.
E.T. cares so much about Elliot that he is willing to sacrifice himself to keep Elliot alive. And this is a pretty emotional scene, in my opinion.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. And you have a question here. Is that a question right after my note there?
I wonder if this has happened before. Have any of them been left behind before, or anything like this happen?
Made a connection
or something, like, you know what I mean? Like,
been killed.
I get we have the Area 51 people here fucking doing their shit, but what's happened before that they're even equipped to do any of this?
Good question. That's that's true. Yeah, you're right about it. So you're looking at from the government's angle. They've seen this before? Okay. I thought you were thinking of the aliens. Have they been here before and had connections with humans before?
Both.
Oh, okay. So both.
Anything like this happened before either way? Have they been there before?
That being said, I don't think the humans have had interaction because they're using Earth biology to work on them. Like, they think that what works for us would work on him, and they don't know that.
Well, what else are they going to do, I guess?
Look, I don't know.
How many aliens have we fucking caught in real life that we're doing the same shit to?
None.
Oh, sorry. Are they listening?
Yeah, none.
That's what I meant.
Wink,
That's
wink.
Never happened. That's never happened.
So E.T. dies, and they put him in that little casket thing. It's like, how did they have just the right size sitting around for these aliens? That does support your theory, by the way, that they did do this before.
Exactly.
But to me, it seems kind of weird that they would have a casket that small just sitting around with a window on it.
Remember when we did My Girl? They make caskets for very short people, too.
Yeah.
So.
Thomas J. You got my heart.
It's been there before. All the aliens are tiny, apparently.
This leads me to my thought that Keyes, I think, left him there on purpose alone. Because I think he wanted to see, because he saw that connection between them,
Yeah.
if somehow that worked again to see if anything happened. I want to go over one more thing, and that is in my old age, because, we've gotten older, Anthony.
Yeah.
And I don't think I agree with Elliot anymore. He says, look at what they done to you. Look what the government people done to you. But he misses the point where they did everything they could, to their knowledge, to keep him alive. And I would say that if you accept that he has died, then dissecting him and learning his physiology is not a bad idea. I don't see how anything is wrong with that, in my opinion.
Well, you just said in your old age, Elliot's not old. So I'm sure you would have agreed the same way at that age. You would have thought the same thing.
He's an ugly alien to me back
guess
then.
What? Look at it this way. If E.T. hadn't gotten the life alert going and started glowing, they could have started cutting into him immediately because they thought he was dead, because according to all their shit, he was dead.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get home.
And then he definitely would have been dead because he was going to be in pieces.
Oh, man. Oh, the life alert. That's classic.
Yeah, it's so you look at it that way, he's still right. Elliott's still right.
Well, I will say this.
That, we'd want to see what's going on with him.
But here's the thing. One moment he's saying, look at what they did to you. The next moment he's like, shut up and get in the fucking box. Get back in the fucking box.
Yep.
I love it.
Now, I'm going to say. Then Elliott's cry over is epic. That's some great acting.
Yeah. I just want to say at this point, Gertie is the worst. This is when I realized that she's the sibling who never gets it. She blabs and says the wrong thing, and you couldn't trust her with anything. Like, you could say anything around her because she just doesn't get it. That's just all I'm going to say. That's not a generic, because that's who the character she is. She actually plays it well. But she's that person that don't say anything, because if you say one little thing, mom will know, and the government will know, whoever she's sitting next to.
Exactly. You know what's funny too? Actually, I do remember when E.T. came out, going to see it at the movies.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, so my little sister was too young to go. So we basically had to sneak out of the house. So it was like my mom took me and my older sister, I think it was.
Yeah.
Because we kind of had to like sneak out because she was just too young to go and shit. Like, so she was like Gertie, basically. She was younger than Gertie though. But yes, I do remember that. It was like fucking raining out. It's very like mood setting to go see E.T.
That is very mood.
Yeah.
That's very, warm summer night. Well, they're seeing it at a drive-in, which I'll tell you the thing. Here's the thing. I think I didn't see this until it came on HBO, and I don't know when that would have been. But I will say I saw a piece of it, and when I say a piece, a very short piece, but it's a surreal moment, because I used to have to go to Indiana in the summertime, and so that we would drive across, this couple states. But when we were driving by one city where I could see the drive-in theater, the E.T. was on, and at the same time it was on, we had the radio on, and that fucking song from Neil Diamond was on at the same time that fucking movie was on. I remember looking out the window and being like, huh, isn't that the song from that movie? That's just a weird, that's all I ever saw. But I could tell that on a warm summer night, that would have been a good mood too, because of how it was a movie where they were outside a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so Elliot and Michael steal the van that E.T. had been loaded into, and a chase ensues with Michael's friends joining them on bicycles, evading the authorities. Suddenly facing a police roadblock, E.T. helps them escape by using his telekinesis to lift them into the air towards the forest, like he had done for Elliot before. Standing near the spaceship, E.T.'s heart glows as he prepares to return home. While Mary, Gertie, and Keyes show up, E.T. says goodbye to Michael and Gertie as she presents him with the flower he had revived. Before boarding the ship, he embraces Elliot and tells him, "I'll be right here," pointing his glowing finger to Elliot's forehead. He picks up the chrysanthemum and boards the spaceship. As the others watch it take off, the spaceship leaves a rainbow in the sky. And just like that, E.T. is pro-LGBT. There you go.
Wow.
It's true. He
And
is.
pro chrysanthemum.
And pro-chrysanthemum, which I can say without having issues.
I could say it too.
Well, all right.
I could say it earlier too when I was reading through everything, but then I got tired.
I'll say this last section is where all of the action happens.
Yeah.
Like, there is no action really at all, unless you count Michael going out to look for E.T. in a culvert action.
I think saving the frogs was pretty big action movement.
That was more movement?
Yeah, save the frogs. That's a movement too. They should do
Okay.
that.
Movement.
In every biology class, I think.
It's a movement. It's a movement.
It's a movement.
Yeah.
Hashtag Kermit too.
I okay. Save the frogs. Well, I want to do the Muppet movie someday. And that guy's trying to chase him, so you can make him his frog legs. That's
frog legs are good though.
But that's a weird movie. With that guy's chasing him for that reason, to make him into frog legs. God damn. Oh, what a weird movie. Love it though.
Can you imagine? Frog legs are good.
Yeah, they're good. Confit.
What do you think talking frog legs would taste like? It's got to be even better.
Would you want them fried in duck fat?
I mean, if you're gonna go all out, you might as well.
It's good stuff.
I mean, I would actually do it more in bacon grease.
Well, confit is like a thing.
So I mean, some of the Miss Piggy with the Kermit.
Well, I mean, you can do both. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't, give the essence. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. Now, did you check out the old playground equipment when they went through the playground?
Yes, I did.
That was the shit we played on.
It was no. Here's the funny, my son's watching this shit, and again, this is the second time he's watched it. So the first time he watched it, he was younger. So I don't know if he remembers all of it because he was already upset after watching it again. He loses his friend. I don't want to watch any more of this because he's got to go away. But we get to that point. He's like, "What? I didn't know that they did this movie at my school." I'm like, "That's my playground." That's a lot of kids' playgrounds because that's the stuff they have at all the playgrounds. But yeah,
it was awesome. Those were cool. The metal stuff, but now they got rid of it because of broken limbs. People broke their arms on that shit a lot and stuff.
And they still do.
My stepsister broke her arm twice on shit like that. But she's kind of uncoordinated, so there's.
See, my son's not uncoordinated. He's just a lunatic, so I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah, I figured that he's kind of a lunatic. I was gonna say what Elliot should have done once he saw his friends on the bikes, though.
Yeah,
he should have said "suck it" to all those doubters, and said,
think so?
They should have.
I think he was preoccupied, but I think that'll come later.
Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing:
I think from now on, he gets to be dungeon master. I'm sure.
Oh shit! Yeah. I want to say that this helped probably get my interest in BMX a little harder because a year later is when I started BMX racing. So I probably saw this and was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I had a cool BMX bike and everything. But I want to say that I'm going to bring it up in this thing. There was some shades of Tokyo Drift when they were rolling through that construction area in that suburb. Did you notice that? Remember when at the beginning of the movie when they raced through the
I remember
construction? That was very, very Tokyo Drift-esque.
Oh, you're an asshole.
Or Tokyo Drift copied this. What do you think?
I would imagine it would be the latter.
Okay.
That Tokyo Drift copied them.
A little homage.
Rather than a 1982 film copied a 2000 and whatever the fuck film.
You don't know what kind of time machine Spielberg has. He's magic.
Yes, I do. It's a fucking DeLorean.
He didn't make that movie.
That
was Robert Zemeckis.
You dipshit.
Now,
That's
here's
what
the thing.
He has, though.
Yeah.
It's got flux capacitor.
If the flying scene is the best part of this movie, which we've learned is like the most iconic. Why wasn't the sun shadow iconic with all of them in the sky? Why wasn't that flying scene just as powerful? I don't.
Because it's already been, that was the second time. Like, the surprise and the magic was in the first time they did it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you watch, when you watch the movie, you know, the other ones are just dipshit friends. So they don't really count.
Okay. I'll give you that. Okay.
So who gives a fuck? Because it's all about E.T. and Elliot.
Okay. Okay, man. I get it.
There's
That's
only
what
enough,
I thought too.
Listen, let me explain it this way, okay? There's only enough room on that fucking door for them. Okay? That's it.
Rose.
There's only enough. Yes. E.T. is luckily small enough combined with Elliot that they equal Rose. So they can both fill in the door.
If
There's
E.T.
only
and
enough room
Elliot,
for them.
if E.T. and Elliot were on the Titanic situation and E.T. was on the door, would he let Elliot on the door or would he let him die?
They can
Or we
both fit
trade
on
places?
the door. They're both small enough to fit on the door.
Yeah, right. No,
That's
one of
what
them.
I'm saying.
No, we know the rules here. One has to fucking die.
We've already seen this. E.T. let Elliot.
E.T. would let Elliot on the door and he would die. Okay.
Yes.
So.
And oh god, it was so funny though when we were watching it.
Yeah.
I did like. It's awesome when they showed the monitor, the heart monitor.
Yeah.
With the Elliott's green line and ET's. I'm like, oh, it looks like the video game.
Yeah.
It
does.
Shit. It looks just like the Atari fucking 2600 video game.
Which I had.
Did
and
you?
It was a broken game. You couldn't win it. You couldn't beat it. You get to a certain point, and it was like, what the fuck am I doing in this game? You're trying to get these parts to make the thing. It didn't work. We're going to get to the ending here in a second. I just want to go over a couple of the bad things that I saw. The ship looked stupid. It looked like a hot air balloon with lights. That's my opinion. And they did some bad green screening when the ship landed. That's my
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Now, I have a thought about this. E.T. knows everything about these humans. But you notice these humans know nothing about E.T. and his home life at all.
They didn't get
zero
to dissect him.
I'm just saying, it's almost like E.T. has all the information and they have none. That's that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, E.T.'s got more information because he got a couple days to spend with humans that taught him stuff.
True.
And he got TV.
So that's the end of that movie. I have a fact that not long after the film came out, Steven Spielberg and writer Melissa Matheson wrote a 9-page treatment for a sequel titled E.T. 2 Nocturnal Fears. The follow-up saw Elliot and his friends get kidnapped by evil aliens with E.T. returning to save them. The biggest bombshell in the script, E.T.'s name, which was Zrek, Z-R-E-K. Are we happy this was not done? Or do we need a sequel now?
I don't know. I don't think we need a sequel. Like, the only reason I want a sequel now is because I already told my son that E.T. can still come home and return or come visit Elliot.
That's what I think. I think that they should do it because that guy now is a grown-up actor, and he's not a bad actor.
No,
they could make a movie
Elliot's
where, because they did that commercial, I think that Verizon commercial or something, like they did a little reunion of those two characters in a commercial. So you should find that YouTube video for him and show him that.
I feel like I guess I don't think you could do it now though, like with that plot that he gets kidnapped.
No, that shit. No. You would do a thing where he comes back and maybe he asks him to come to his planet or something when he's much older. Because when he's a kid, maybe he wasn't ready because E.T.'s old, or maybe in his place.
It does pick up where we find out E.T. has visited.
Oh, yeah.
And
then he takes him to a room in a weird place where there's like 100 other people, and he finds out they've all had the same connection with E.T.
Yeah.
And they're all women who are half naked.
Wow. They've all been probed.
Would be E.T., the extra testicle.
Wow.
The new movie coming out. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
What has 3 balls and comes from outer space? E.T., the extra testicle. Oh, the one movie we decided not to do on here.
Yeah.
Because we realized, no, we can't do that movie.
No. All right. So
We
you have
don't
a
ban
thing
a
here.
lot on here, but there's some that I mean, that was one I even had to pull the plug on. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
So,
All right.
go ahead and ask your question.
All right. Memorabilia time. What would you want to keep from this movie?
Do you want me to go first or you?
I mean, I'm going to go chrysanthemum, obviously.
That's not true.
It'll
That's
die.
not
I
what
know.
you have on the notes.
I know I wouldn't. It would die anyway.
'Cause you'd find the proper pronunciation and say it, and then you'd probably write it into the machine you said you would like to take from this, and then
Right.
push say or speak, and it would probably say it correctly for you.
Yep.
Tell what is it what you want, man?
I would take the speak and spell only because even though it is my generic part of the movie, just for the effect it had on me that I took all my shit apart. But the speak and spell I think was pretty iconic in this movie.
Yeah, and it was in Toy Story as a pretty good role.
And yeah, had a good role in there.
What would you say that speak and spell peaked in this movie or in Toy Story?
I don't know. The speak and spell, I mean, it helped us find Al's Toy Barn, so that was a big deal in Toy Story.
Yeah, maybe that's its peak. Yeah, that's its peak. All right, so
I don't know.
the one thing I would take is probably one of the more iconic things, and because I was a BMX racer, I would want Elliott's BMX bike. Because and I would probably ride it even now.
Yeah,
I'd look weird on a 20-inch, but hey, who doesn't look weird on a 20-inch? All right.
on a 20-inch anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't look weird.
All right. Are you ready for me to finish this thing out?
Finish it up. Already.
Almost forgot it. And I'm not going to cut that shit out either. I think that's funny.
I want people to know how stupid you are.
I'm not stupid.
Damn it all to hell.
All right. This movie to me is a classic. It's an absolute classic. At the time, it set our imaginations like soaring. Like it made us think of things like destroying our toys and trying to put them back together. And it made us feel like anything is possible, like putting our toys back together after we break them. As good as it as good as it is, it does feel a little dated in some places. Like we talk about the spaceship stuff for sure. That was definitely dated. And when you think about it, the plot is kind of a little simple. Just it really is, and it's more about the ET interactions.
Right.
So, but if you look at it as a plot, it's kind of like, okay, alien gets left behind. Alien doesn't want to get found by government and get home. There we go. All right. So, because of all that, I'm giving it a good score, but not the best score. It's only 19 cans.
I find it. This is tough for me. I originally, before I rewatched it, I was gonna probably be a lot harder on it. Partly because there was some, it's like you said, the plot, it's short. There's not a ton to it. But then again, I guess for what you're trying to accomplish, look at what we did. We made an alien. I mean, that's, with what they did, it's a big deal. I think I do find it interesting too, though, that they did incorporate the broken family issue.
Oh yeah,
into it. So stuff like that I found interesting that they did, even though the plot, it's get the alien back home. That's about it. Don't know how, but he'll find a way. Just get the speak and spell out. It's all good.
in a circular saw.
It's all good, homie. So yeah, they could have done, but watching it. Here's the thing with it for me. It's like watching it again. You're just like, oh, as soon as you hear the fucking music, I swear you're just like, oh God. Yeah. Yep. The music to this fucking film is some of the most impactful music that has ever been in a film. It just I mean, it's up there with Jaws too.
Da, 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 da.
It's just, oh my God. Once you are like, I'm just done. I'm like, oh God, I forgot. Yeah. Even if I think the movie's crap in a lot of areas, like, I don't fucking care. Like, but it gets me with that. I'm like, no, just damn it. Oh, and then even when you got E.T. looking like a fucking slug with salt on him in the little reservoir area, like, ugh. Anyway, enough rambling here. I'll give it 20 cans because I feel like I have to.
We're really close.
I feel like I have to.
What's that give us for an average?
19 and a half.
Wow, did you need to do the math?
I didn't.
Okay, do we have anything else that's 19 and a half?
Let's see here.
He's not prepared with that shit now, is he?
I never fucking checked, Dick, because first of all, we just put our fucking score in to find out what it was.
I
So how am I
expect
gonna
John
be prepared?
spot here.
Shut up, Mr. 13 six-packs in an episode. We have
And trying to skip the whole fucking thing.
We got the proposal at 19 and a half.
Yeah, I enjoy them both
And we
in their
just
own
reversed
ways.
it. I was 19, you were 20 on that.
And I would say the proposal I enjoy more for rewatchability.
Yeah.
I think E.T. I scored high because of its what it did for film.
Right, me too.
Yeah. So
and it's it's tough when you watch some of these that are older that were mega fucking hits.
Yes.
But you're like, but this, and this. But you gotta remember the time period. And again, $792 fucking $1 million on $10.5 million. You can't argue with that.
They don't give a shit about our 19 and a half.
Can't
they made $800 million.
Argue with that. Like, again, with what this movie did, we should go 30 cans and it should be off the fucking chart.
If we're doing it by dollars, this is probably the best. Yeah, this should be like over 24 cans, whatever we can.
Over the top.
Yes, it is. It's over the top.
Do we have any other 19 and a half? We have Home Alone at 19.
That's a great movie.
It is, which I would watch more often than E.T.
But once again, the groundbreakingness of E.T. is even more than that movie.
Here we go. Almost Famous, 19 and a half. Identical scores for both of us on this as Almost Famous.
Interesting.
19 for you, 20 for me.
Yeah, those are all really good movies. You got to understand, though, people, this is like in the top tier of our movies that we've done. So
it is tough to do this because it just is. I mean,
just is.
It just is. Again, Gross Point Blank, 19 and a half, exact same scores. 19 for you, 20 for me. So those three movies.
Yeah, we have
Gross Point Blank.
We had the same feelings.
And E.T. We both rated exactly the same, each of us.
Interesting. That is interesting. But I love all those movies for different reasons. This one I think is groundbreaking. The other ones I find, like Gross Point Blank, is more enjoyable to watch over and over again.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, that's nuts.
All right, so now I'm going to do what I have to do.
Now we'll wrap it up.
We would like to thank you for listening. We also encourage you to join our Patreon so you can get some of that bonus content and other fun stuff. For example, we are dropping a bonus episode of us doing things, but Anthony doesn't want me to say it. He wants me to, he's not letting me, he's making me tease you, and I don't know why. Whatever. Remember, you can go to sodapopcultureclub.com for all things related to the show, including your chance to make movie suggestions. And our episode schedule is there as well. We also are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we have a Twitch channel. Now, we want to give you a little tease as to what next week's movie may be. See if you can guess what it is. Shush!
No, it's too easy. Too easy. I like that one, though. I still do that one.
I don't know you. I don't like you. And as of right now,
I'm all over you. Shush! Shush! It's good stuff.
Is that it? Is that what we're doing?
I think we should with that. I mean,
okay. There you go. Shush!
Betty.
As always.
Betty Nugs.
Betty. Oh, man. That's going to be good. As always, we want to thank you for listening. Is there anything else, Anthony? Anything? Would you like to tease that thing I've been wanting to tease, or do you want to keep them teased?
No, don't tease.
Oh,
Tease,
you were too
Louise.
late. What was that?
Don't tease, Louise.
Say